Hello, hello, everyone. Happy Tuesday. How's everybody doing? Also, just a heads up, I'm not sure that my chat highlight is working. I'm going to try and troubleshoot it on the first sprint, but I do see your chats. I just may not be able to pull them up tonight, but I'm going to do my best to figure it out. I'm going to keep playing with it. But how's everyone doing tonight? I see we have Araya, which Araya, I saw your stream the other day with Tanya and Leah, right? It was really good. It was a fun time. It was a good watch. I watched it while I was studying. And it was great. You guys killed it. Let's see, JM Hollis. Hi, JM Hollis. Nice to see you. And then Ian here, as always. Such a good ride or die authortube buddy. Let's see. And then, hi, I'm Rye. Good to see you, Rye. Nice to see you. Nice to see you. What are you all going to be working on tonight? JM Hollis. Okay. Rye's just at work, but wanted to join in on the fun. Nice, nice. Happy to have you here, Rye. And JM Hollis says, I just got home from a 7-hour training, so I'm going to rot the first sprint, then try to write. Totally fair. Totally, totally fair. Let's see. Let's see. Ian says, working on a pizza at first and reading back on book 6 so I can actually move forward. Nice. Very cool. That's exciting. So 6 is the end of one of your character arcs, right? So that's very exciting. That's a momentous point to be at. Let's see. Yeah, I think I'm going to leave the chat highlight for now. I'll mess with it on the first sprint and see if I can troubleshoot it. Araya says, I'm def ready for the weekend already. Same. Except I have to say, I'm very excited. Well, Friday counts as the weekend, I guess. Friday, I have the board game stream, the storyboard stream, which I'm really excited about, I will say. So... And then I think I might get some writing in over the weekend with a friend, actually. So that'll be cool. And might see my little brother, my other little brother, a little bit this weekend. So yeah, I'm ready for the weekend, too. It's going to be a good weekend. Do y'all have any fun weekend plans coming up? Ian says, yep, I'm afraid to end it. Well, all good things must come to an end, right? Like, and then you've still got 24 more to do. So... Luckily, you've still got a lot within that world to work on. Rye says, yay, me too. Yeah, same here. Definitely ready for that. Oh, wait, yay, me too. Are you saying about the weekend, Rye? I think you're talking about the weekend. And Rye says, yes, we streamed Sunday morning. It was Leah's first one. Yeah, it was great. Y'all killed it. It was a fun time. J.M. Hollis says, question for the group. I'm in the booktube space. And we love a good bingo. Would a writing-based bingo interest people? I think someone's doing that. I don't know if it's a writing bingo or a reading bingo, but I think Taylor's doing a bingo. She mentioned it in one of her videos. So yeah, I think there are people trying to make that happen. Hi, Mike. What you doing, mister? All right. I may have to run him out to go to the bathroom, too, on the first sprint. We'll see. I tried to take him out beforehand, but, you know, sometimes With dogs, they're just not in the mood. Okay, let's see. Ian says Snakes and Riders wouldn't be the worst title for the board game. Yeah, so Snakes and Ladders actually did kind of like spark. So the game is somewhat based on Snakes and Ladders. We called it Shoots and Ladders, but I think there's both. I've heard it said both ways. But that and like Candyland kind of inspired it. But yeah, I thought about doing like a play on Shoots and Ladders, but I also just thought storyboard, I don't know. And I know storyboards are more for like animators, but I don't know. I thought it was cool. We'll see. It may evolve over time. We'll see. But I'm excited. I'm very pumped. Rye says, I'm excited for your stream. Oh, and the weekend, let's be real. Okay. Thank you, Rye. That's so sweet. Yeah, I'm definitely pumped. I think it's going to be such a good group and so much fun. Honestly. And I'm excited to just like test the game out because I've kind of troubleshot it as much as I can on my own, but it'll be cool to have other people playing alongside me, you know? Araya says, I'm working, so just here to hang out and maybe squeeze in a little writing. Nice. Nothing wrong with that at all. Nothing wrong with that at all. Yeah, I really need to squeeze in some writing. I actually wrote a little bit last night, but it was really late at night. I want to say it was like 11 o'clock at night I was writing. And I ended up, I don't know if this was just because I was in like that late night brain fog or if this actually needed to happen, but I erased like a chunk of this chapter and rewrote it. So I'm excited to dive back in and kind of see where I can get it to by the end of the stream tonight. See if I can build it back up. So anyways, all right. Well, that being said, do you all want to jump into a sprint? Are you ready to spin the wheel and see what we're in for? Because if so, we can hop on over and do that. And like I said, I may try and troubleshoot the chat highlight, but if I can't fix it tonight, I'll fix it for the next stream, you know? Because it may not be possible to fix it tonight, but I can still see your chats. I just can't highlight them. So, okay. Rye says, let's do it. Ian says, wheel me. All right. Decision made. And Mike is over here licking my foot. So I think he needs to go to the bathroom. So on the first sprint, I will maybe run him out real quick, but I promise I'll come right back. So let's see what we're in for here. All right. Oh, it's the chat. Whoops. Yeah, you see why my chat's not working? It's being very weird. But anyways, all right, here we go. Y'all ready to spin? Let's see what we got. You got 5 seconds to put guesses in if you want to guess what time we're going to get. You got 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Nice. Okay, everybody, there's a lot of people in that like 30 to 40, 35, 45 range. Nice. Okay. Let's see here. Oh my God. Did anyone else think that we were getting Wheel of Doom? I mean, I think that's the closest we've ever been. Oh my God, that would have been brutal. I will say, if it had landed on that and I didn't have my chat highlight working, I would have absolutely rioted. So I'm kind of glad it didn't happen. But okay, 35 is perfect. And I think some of you did get that. Let's see. Araya got it. Araya, were you the only one? Yep. Okay, hey, gold star for you. I do need to make my leaderboard. Once I get this board game solidified, this board game stream, I need to circle back here and make the leaderboard. Put it right in the middle here. I think that'd be great. All right, so I'm going to get 35 minutes up on the clock. Okay. Let's make sure this is working. Okay, cool. All right. Is everyone ready? I have 35 minutes up on the clock. I have faith in everyone. I believe in you. Best of luck. And I'll check in with you on the other side of 35 minutes. Here we go. Okay, sorry guys. I had to cut that alert just a hair short because I was not on top of the timer that time. I was really caught up. I was watching videos on my characters are doing this new challenge in this chapter, and I got to the point where they're starting the challenge and I realized, wait a minute, I don't know how to do this particular activity and I haven't researched it yet. So I had YouTube videos pulled up and I was like watching how they do this particular activity, which remind me, I have the funniest, well, I'll just tell you really quick. I have the funniest story to tell you guys, but I do want to know how you all did this sprint. So please be sure to put that in the chat. I want to know what your progress was. But if you want to hear the funniest story, okay, on YouTube, I only have like a few writing videos because I feel like now I'm doing more like lives. I am going to switch back to doing more videos, right? Like, because I feel like I just wanted to get the live stream stuff set up and kind of like a routine in place. Anyways, it's besides the point. Okay. But anyways, I have a playlist on YouTube for my writing videos, and there's only like seven of them. Okay. But it's called writing, and it's just a writing playlist. Well, I was researching, sorry, this makes me laugh even remembering it. I was researching something for a scene, okay? And I found out that extreme tag or like, it's like world championship tag exists, okay? That's a thing. And there was one video in particular that was really interesting where they had like an obstacle course set up. And people were running through the obstacle course and it had all these different levels and they were like jumping off of things to like tackle each other, to tag each other. And I thought, man, this would be such a good thing to reference as I'm writing this one scene, which I've now already written. It's done, right? But for the moment, okay, when I first saw that, I thought, let me save this somewhere so that I could reference it later. And without realizing that it was the same playlist, I saved it to that writing playlist, and it was the top video of that entire playlist for the longest time. And at the end of a lot of my videos, I have the end plate or whatever you call it set up to have, it has like one video recommended and then like my profile. And then I think it has that playlist recommended. So for the longest time, I'm sure it was showing like as a recommended video at the end of my video, this like world championship extreme tag video. And I'm like, I would pay such good money to know what people thought as they were seeing that at the top of my writing playlist. They were probably like, what the hell is going on? But anyways, that's my funny story. Okay. Also, I saw that Beth, you came in during that sprint. Good to see you. Good to see you. Happy to have you here. Sorry you had a long day at work, but happy to have you here. Ian, Beth, are you a plainclothes security loss prevention's secret shopper? I don't know that you want me highlighting this stuff, Beth, so that's why I'm kind of blowing through it quick. Track inventory and pricing for competitors. Ooh, very cool. Nice. I had an extra job this week that's more intense than Costco, so I'm beat. Oh, man. Thank you. Yeah, I'm definitely getting close. I need to hit 50K by this weekend. I am determined. Like, after my Friday stream, if I'm not at 50K, I'm gonna riot. But like I said, I reached out to someone today. I think I'm gonna write with a friend for a little bit this weekend too at some point. So that'll be good. That'll help me get some words in because I definitely need to progress on this. So Christina says, that's so real. I've had to do research like that last minute all the time. Yeah, a lot of it I'm researching as I go because the academy they're at is kind of like, how do I put this? Like, it's not a military academy. It's more like and I wouldn't even say it's like an assassin academy. I would say it's more like a stealth type academy kind of thing. I don't know. I don't know the best way to explain it, right? But a lot of the stuff they're doing, it doesn't necessarily involve magic or anything. It's more like everyday type stuff. more so things to do with like strength and stamina, dexterity, balance, like reflexes, like that sort of thing. Yeah, Christina. Yeah, kind of like a spy academy a little bit, but I don't know that I'd call them spies. They definitely have a different name in this book. But yeah, so in my outline, I have outlined what I want each training exercise to be that is shown in this book. But I knew that as I went, I would need to research them because there was no way I was doing all that research before actually starting to write, you know? And I'm glad I did it this way. But yeah, right now I'm researching something totally that I've never tried before ever. Luckily, there are some similarities between it and some of the posture, I guess you could say, for ballet, like the posture placement, tracking, that sort of thing. And I actually have a lot of familiarity with ballet. I used to train with the professional ballet out here. I won't say the name of it, but I used to go into the city and train 3 times a week. So I do have some familiarity there. So I'm hoping that will actually help me more than I thought with this scene. But yeah, I have quite a few notes here, so it's fun. Let's see. Ian says, tell your story. All I did was eat pizza. Oh my gosh. What kind of pizza though, Ian? What kind of pizza? That's the true question. JM Hollis says, I got 13 of 16 prompts done for my bingo card. Nice. Very cool. Very cool. Let us, well, I don't know if you want to share any of the prompts, but that's pretty cool. If you want to share any, I'd love to hear them. So, Christina said also came in during that sprint, but got in 256 words. Nice. That's a really good word count. I think. Okay, but that sounds so fun to do. I think you're talking about the super tag or whatever it was. Yeah, just super duper hype tag. Yeah, I don't know what the technical term for it was. I think it was like Extreme Tag World Championship or something. I don't know. I'm sure you could find it somewhere on YouTube. But it was wild. It's fine, but I know. I just blew through it because I was like, I wasn't sure. And I was trying to go quick, but random trivia. World Hide and Seek was the premise of Stephen King's Richard Bachman's The Running Man. Great story. Ooh. World Hide and Seek. That's actually pretty cool. I mean, you could make the argument that Hunger Games was kind of hide and seek because who was the original winner? She comes back in Sunrise and the Reaping. And I think she's featured in the other books too, but who she won her games just by hiding the whole time. Gosh, that's horrible. I can't remember her name, but so the argument could be made, you know, that played a role in those books too. Spy Academy. Yeah. Yeah, I addressed this earlier without highlighting it. But yeah, I don't know what I would technically call them. They're kind of like really well-rounded bodyguards, I guess. But like I said, there's a name for them in the book. I just don't want to necessarily say what it is. J.M. Hollis says, one of them is anywhere but your desk. I'll elaborate in my video that it's anywhere but your usual writing spot, and it's basically to switch up where we write. Nice. That's very cool. I like that premise. I like that premise a lot. I'm actually on this topic going to a coffee shop this coming Monday, which I don't know if I'll get this video out. I probably won't get the video out in time, but the video that I just finished filming last week, I talked about it, but I'm actually meeting up with a fellow authortuber in real life at a coffee shop, and I'm so excited. It's going to be our first time hanging out, but I'm very, very excited about it. We live very close and kind of figured it out. So let's see. Pizza was 3-meat Casa de Mama from Walmart with homemade bacon added on as the best crust for super cheap pizza. I'm going to have to take a look at that. I'm going to have to make a mental note because I don't know that I've ever heard of Casa de Mama, but I feel like I would recognize it if I saw the box, maybe. Christina says, I am fascinated. LOL. I too have like an elite force among the guard in my vamp whip. I love a good special. Yes, me too. That's what so my story, I guess this isn't really a huge secret, but I have, do I have 7 academies? We'll say 7 because I don't want to go to I don't even know that I want to confirm. Okay, so we'll just say theoretically I have 7. And each academy has a different group of trainees, right? But each academy has a high version of their group of trainees, if that makes sense. So there's like, I don't know. I'm trying to pick like a random word, right? Like, I don't know. Squid. Okay. If the people that trained at this one academy were called the Squids, there's always going to be an elite group that's called the High Squids. You know what I mean? Like, that's not, none of them are called that, but you get what I'm saying. So yeah, I love having that like upper echelon too. I'm with you. And I do think like prestige and titles are kind of like a theme in my book a little bit. Like, I can't say it's a theme because that's not a theme. What am I saying? But like, that's kind of an ongoing thing. Like, people aspire to be the best, or, you know, at the peak or the height of success kind of thing. Okay, Christina, I see what you're saying. Yeah, sounds very cool. Yeah, I think it'll be a fun time. But also I'm biased, so, you know. But yeah, I'm probably going to continue watching videos for the next sprint too, because I do feel like I'm catching on to a lot of it. But the one video I watched, the guy was fine. He was fine. Okay, the guy who was the instructor, but I'd like to see someone else's like perspective on it, because I'm not totally convinced that he's necessarily like an expert level person. I don't know. Like, he was okay, but I want to find, I think, I don't even want to say who posted the other video, but there's another video that's by a big brand who's like really reputable and well known in this like field. So I want to see what they have to say about it. But anyways, all right. Well, I think that was why can I not talk today? I think that was a successful sprint. Are you all ready to go into another one? Because I know I am. But let me know how you all are feeling if you're ready to head over to the wheel. And we'll head over and get it going. Ugh. Christina says, I'm so ready. Okay, perfect. Ian says, I love and hate being in authortube. I so want to read everyone's books, but because I'm in this every day, it seems to take forever for things to get released. Write faster. Yeah, I know. I was sitting here today and I was like, I really do appreciate that Beth was like, you're almost at 50K. Like, I really did appreciate that comment, because I feel like I'm crawling, but I'm also live twice a week. So like, the progress isn't as fast as I like wish it was, you know? But yeah, I'm with you. Like, I'm ready for it to be done. I have a love-hate relationship with authortube too, because I'm like, I'm so jealous of people that are doing like beta reading. Like Cody in his videos, he's like, yeah, I have project, it's terms and conditions, right? I think is the current project. And he's like, yeah, I've got it out with beta readers. And I'm just like so jealous. I'm like, I want my work to be out with beta readers, but I'm not even halfway done. But it is really motivating ultimately, like, you know, because it does push you to like push yourself harder. But yeah, I'm so excited to finish and hopefully share with people. I will say, sorry, I have an eyelash in my eye or something, or like a part of my bang, but that story time with Miley gave me a huge boost too. Like, that was so cool. Because I did share in there for the first time ever, and that was pretty neat. But yeah, I'm excited to like revise and then share with other people. So let's see. Yeah, Ian's ready. Christina says, right. I love hearing all the awesome stories, but I'd like to read them, please. Also, I get it. I'm taking forever to finish this whip. Yeah. Yeah, and I'm actually reading Cody's I'm reading the Ghostwriters Club. I'm a little over a third of the way through, and I really like it. Highly endorse it. So terms and conditions is so good. I bet. Yeah, I can't wait to read it when it comes out. So, all right, let's get over to the wheel. Jeez Louise. Didn't stop me from leaving 10,000 comments, though. Genuinely, I feel like that's helpful, though. You know, better to have too much feedback than not enough, in my opinion. So, All right, let's get us over to the wheel. Let's see what's cooking over here. We also, by the way, for anyone that wasn't on that last sprint, Beth, I know you came in this past sprint. We got so close to hitting Wheel of Doom. Like, it was the closest the little ticker has ever been to hitting Wheel of Doom. But it didn't happen. So, all right, everyone, you have 5 seconds if you want to plug in your guesses. And then we'll go ahead and spin. Okay. Cool. We got people all over the range of times here. It's perfect. All right, here we go. $40. All right. Well, 40's cute. We can take 40. Let's see. We can work with 40. Oh. All right. Let me get this set up here. Okay. Cool. Let's see. OMG, I would have been so upset to miss that. Yeah. I don't know that I would have wanted, well, I guess it would have been fine at the top of the stream, but I will say I think having Wheel of Doom at the top of the stream wouldn't have been the best fit either. I feel like the perfect time would be like on the second sprint, you know, because first sprint you have time to get into the story a little bit, and then second sprint you could like really lock in. All right. Oh, nobody got 40. Some of you got pretty close. Araya was close again. Araya got it last time, and Beth was close too. All right, here we go. I have 40 minutes on the clock. Yep, 40 minutes on the clock. I have faith in all of you. I wish you the best of luck, and I'll see you on the other side of 40 minutes. Here we go.
Balance on one leg rather than two at the start. First, learn how to balance on the line before you try to walk. See if you can balance on one leg while counting to 100. And then switch to the other leg and do it again. Once you are comfortable balancing on each foot, you can start taking your first steps. If you've never slacklined before, here's how to get started. Straddle the line about halfway between the anchors. Set your dominant foot so it is parallel to the line and as close to the center of your body as possible.
All right, well, there's a sneak peek for all of you. Sorry, I'll mute it. Thanks, Christina. Okay, how did that sprint go for everyone? I'm gonna minimize my little synonym search for a minute. Let's see. We had a couple other people come in during this sprint. I think Nicole came in during this sprint. Not sure if you're still here or not, but hi, Nicole. And then I flipped through a few of these, and then Hannah came in, obviously. Hannah Grace Fletcher. Yeah, love Hannah. So happy to have her here. Let's see. Hannah, my best book 6 plot is a cannibal eating women who look like my main character's dead wife just to F with him. Your plot isn't that scary. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Bingo is done. Video is recorded and posted. Nice, JM Hollis. Very fun. Ian, you're kidding. That is brutal. Yeah, I don't think he's kidding. I know you're being sarcastic, Hannah, but yeah, I don't think he's kidding. Ian says, I'll make it fun. Don't worry. Oh my gosh. Oh, thanks, Hannah. No, Hannah is seriously the best. I know everyone here follows Hannah, so I don't even need to endorse her. If for some reason you don't, you should definitely check her out. But yeah. All right, let's see. I love a good psych torture, Ian. Oh my gosh. This is why I don't read thrillers. This is why I'm starting with like the Ghostwriters Club. I feel like that'll be a good intro, a good gentle intro. We'll see what happens, but I'm trying to see. I feel like I got a decent amount in on that sprint. I got 352 words, so that's pretty good, and watched a little more of my YouTube video research, whatever you want to say, whatever you want to call it, which you all got to hear a little bit of because I, like a ding dong, forgot to turn off the desktop audio that goes out to you guys. So you heard some of my YouTube video I was watching, but yeah, surprise, surprise, my characters are doing some slacklining in this chapter. So I had to kind of research that and learn about that a little bit, but I feel like I got enough from the few videos I watched. It's not like, I don't feel like I need to be an expert at it necessarily for this chapter, the way it's written. I just need to know enough about it to kind of get them going and make sure they don't make any big mistakes in the process. Let's see. Yeah. Yeah, no, Hannah, you really are awesome. I'm so excited to have you on for the board game stream. Seriously, it's going to be the best. I'm so pumped. Which I could flip over and show you guys real quick what that's going to look like, actually, since you're here, Hannah. But I don't know if we should save it for Friday. You know what I mean? I feel like maybe we should save it for Friday. I don't know. But yeah, it's going to be pretty cool. Christina says, I wrote 641 words, which is super a lot, but also kind of cheating words because I'm rewriting a scene. So more like I got through 641 words. Totally valid. Like, yeah, 641 is still a lot. Even if you're just, you know, kind of redrafting and you're carrying words over, I still feel like that's a ton. So, yeah, I'm honestly so stoked, Hannah. Like, it's going to be so fun. Like I said, I was like testing stuff today to make sure everything's good. You know, I think it's going to be a really fun time. So, all right. How are you guys feeling? It's 8:19. I usually go till at least 9. Do you guys want to do another sprint? How's everyone feeling? Also, if you keep seeing me look down, it's just because my dog somehow weaseled his way back under my desk. I'm trying to get him to sit beside me instead of under my desk because I had one time where he like turned off my surge protector and it turned my whole computer off. But he is not loving it. He really wants to be under my desk. So I may have to figure something out with that because now he's just sitting. I've moved his bed out, but he's determined to still sit just on like the wood floors. And it's really pitiful. So Yeah, I might have to experiment with a different solution because he's just so content down there. But yeah, if you see me looking down during sprints, that's just me trying to like kind of work with him a little bit. Araya says, what is your main character's favorite drink? I have two main characters. My book is a dual POV. And I call them primary characters because I also have they have a close friend group that also plays kind of a main role. So anyways, but out of the two, one of them, well, how do I put this? Okay. Since this is just a fun question, I'll give you a fun answer. But as of right now, I'm actually playing around with her having an affinity for or a soft spot for cinnamon. So I think I'm going to make her favorite drink hot chocolate with cinnamon. But we'll see. That's, as of right now, that is what I'm thinking is hot chocolate with cinnamon for my main female character. And then my main male character, he's probably more of like a whiskey type of guy. Honestly. So, and there is like how do I put this? There is like a pub at this academy because my academy is more like college age students. Like all my characters, the main characters are all between the ages of like 19 and I think my oldest is 23. So, and in this world, they can drink over 18. So, yeah, he's probably more of like a whiskey guy. But anyways, but the girl, cinnamon with hot chocolate. Ian says, oh, and thank you for that question, by the way, Araya. That was really sweet. Ian says, move all your wiring. Yeah, honestly, it's looking like that may have to happen. Part of the other reason I was getting him to move also was because I got a standing desk, okay, fairly recently, and the legs of the desk are closer together than my last legs were. So previously it was fine. He had lots of room to like spread out, but now it's just so tight. But he is really determined. I think he just feels really safe down there. He's sat under my desk for years, like ever since I've had him. So I think this may be too hard of a habit to break. We'll see. Yeah, I know. It's yeah. Hannah is the queen of good questions. Just saying. Like Araya may give you a run for your money, Hannah. I don't know. She might give you a run for your money. But Hannah has some good ones too. Christina says, oh, the baby just wants to be close to you. What a cutie. Yeah, he's a total mama's boy. He's a mama's boy. And I love him too. That's my baby. You know, to me, that is my, like, I don't actually think I birthed him or anything, but that is my pride and joy, my love. Like I plan my day around, you know, making sure I'm here for him when I need to be and stuff. That's my best bud, you know. And I've had him since he was 8 weeks old. So, and I adopted him with his like one eye missing. So I've been with him through it all, you know. So that's my buddy. So I don't blame him, but yeah, he's definitely a bit clingy. So, all right. But how do you guys feel about doing another sprint? Because I feel like I have one more in me. No matter what, even if it ends up being an hour, like I think I'll be okay to do one more. But you all let me know what you think. And actually, during this next sprint, I'm definitely going to have to make some more chocolate milk because I'm running low. Big time. Christina says, yes, I'm down for an hour. Well, now I'm just saying, I was just saying if it ends up being an hour, I'm good with that. I don't know that I'm necessarily like crossing my fingers for that, but I just have to be prepared because the wheel could hit an hour. Now, if it hits Wheel of Doom, your girl's going to be struggling, but that's okay. We'll deal with that as it comes, you know? And I will say I have the whole Wheel of Doom. Now that I think about it, I have created the Wheel of Doom like layout, if you will. And if we hit Wheel of Doom, I might be able to switch us over to that and actually have like the spooky ambiance while we do it, now that I think about it. So could be a vibe. Yeah, I cannot wait to do that theme. Honestly, it's going to be so fun. It's so spooky. It's great. Anyways. All right. Ian's ready. Christina. Okay. That's in response to my 1 hour comment. Araya says, I have to sign off to head home, but I might be able to jump back on if you do a longer sprint. Sweet. Awesome. And no stress, Araya. Like, I'll be back here Thursday, so I'll see you, the next time I sprint, if not, but would obviously love to have you back. But was happy to have you here tonight. Thank you for joining us for sure. So make more chocolate. Yeah, this is a code red situation. You know what I'm saying, Ian? Like, I gotta have more chocolate milk. So I will definitely make some on the next sprint. Doom. Yeah, that's okay. We'll push through together. Yeah, we'll see what happens. But all right, let's get us over there. I'm going to give you guys 5 seconds if anyone wishes to put a guess in the chat of what it'll land on. You have 5 seconds. And then we're going to go ahead and spin. See what fate has in store for us. Okay, we've got 25, 20, 35. Let's see. They're up. And Hannah with a 35. All right, we'll see. All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Done. All right, here we go. Spinning. $30. Okay, perfect. That works. And I'm surprised 30 is like the only one that no one guessed in that range. That's pretty wild. But yep, 30 it is. And 30's perfect because that'll end us like closer to 9, which I think is good. That'll be good for tonight. Oh, ignore it. Okay, here we go. Let me get this set up here. All right. That being said, we have 30 minutes on the clock. I believe in you all. I'm going to step away for like 2 seconds to make chocolate milk. Do not let that deter you from writing. I'm looking at you, Hannah. All right. You guys can do this. I have faith in you. I believe, and I will see you on the other side of 30 minutes. Here we go. Okay, how did that sprint go for everyone? I'm trying to figure out where I left off last time so I can see my word count, but by all means, share in the chat how you did, if you feel comfortable doing that. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is where I started. Okay, 427 words. I don't know that that's right. I may have started later, but we're going to say 427. Yeah, I can't remember. I need to start putting lines in where I finish each sprint so I can keep track. Also, I got my little update. I got my dog back out from under my desk, but I had to use TREATS's. So that's going to be the new tactic, is to use those to get him to prefer the bed beside me rather than under the desk. We'll see how that works. Ian says, just watched Carissa's at JM Hollis writes bingo video. Super cool idea. I saved the bingo card to try it out. Nice. Yeah, I love all the little challenge concepts coming out. Oop. Oh, yeah, and I said hi to Sarita in the comments about all this. Let's see. Beth says, I got dinner cooked and I'm eating it. Read through a few more chapters. Nice. Great progress. Great progress. Also, hello, Anthony Bridgerton's legs. Wait, where? Oh, on the screen here, on the vision board. Is that what you mean? Let's see. Let's see. Ian says, I got 700 or 7,000 words. Prove I did it. You know, there is a level of like honor here, Ian. A little bit of an honor code, but that's okay. We'll take it. 7,000 words. You got it. Like, great work, Ian. Great work. Killing it over there. Sarita's laughing. Yeah, I think you mean at the bottom of my vision board. Christina says, we have an honor system here, sir. Yeah, there's going to be, I will say that's like the one thing too with the board game is just for one part of it, it is somewhat of an honor system, you know, I don't know, plan or setup. Because I don't want to try and like remotely monitor people's word counts, you know, like I'm just going to have to trust that they're telling me their accurate word count. So yeah, honor system is, you know, taking me back to the Girl Scout days, you know, over here on the live streams. But it works. It works. You know, we've got a good group for that, I feel like, here on authortube. Let's see. Ian says, boo, fine, I got nothing. The pizza made me sleepy. Oh my gosh. The range from 7,000 words to I got nothing. I would have believed you if you were like, I got 1,000. Sarita's laughing. I mean, I would have even believed the 7,000, honestly, if you didn't rat yourself out. I definitely would have believed if Beth said she got 7,000. Beth is flying a lot of the time on here. She gets so many words. She's like Taylor, where she just like pumps them out. All right. Well, I think, and of course now he's finally settled and sleeping. So I'm sitting here and I'm like, do I want to try another sprint now that he's finally settled? I don't know. Note to self, don't play storyboard game against Beth. Yeah. Well, I explained this to Hannah, Sarita, because she asked me to clarify. But the word count, I'm only going to look at your last 3 digits of your word count. So, like, that's all that comes into play. So if you have a huge or a much bigger overall word count, it won't really impact anything. You know what I mean? So I think you'll be okay. Like, and I'll explain more of it to you on Friday, but yeah, you'll be fine. which I'm so tempted to like pop over and show you guys the storyboard setup, but I'm not going to. I'm gonna try and, contain myself till Friday, but I was working on it, like just double checking it earlier today, and I'm so pumped. It's gonna be so fun. Let's see. Okay, Beth says, sadly, that's in drafting and I'm revising now. Valid, true. Sarita says, that's great because I never get over 999. Totally fine. And I think I'm going to run it off of your total cumulative word count instead of how much you get in each sprint. So it's more like how much does your cumulative word count shift after each sprint? Does that make sense? Because that way, if someone is revising and they're like taking words away or kind of like, I don't know, adding words here and then subtracting words there, it's more manageable for them to give me a word count. You know what I mean? Because some people, it would be really hard for them to actually quantify an exact word count each sprint if they're in revisions, So I made it where it'll just be your overall cumulative word count for your document, and you'll just give me the last 3 digits. And then from those 3 digits, I have, my little cards that I use for like get to know you and stuff. I have one card that I reprogrammed. I just changed the code, and it will randomly pick a number between 1 and 3. And that corresponds to one of those digits. And that'll be the number of spaces that you move. I know that's kind of involved, but I'm going to actually show you on Friday when we have the board pulled up. We'll demonstrate, I'll show you guys and walk you through it. But hopefully that kind of makes sense. But that way nobody can I wanted to make it so nobody can manipulate the board, if that makes sense. So nobody can plan ahead. Nobody can be like, okay, I want to move 9 spaces. I just need to get a 9 at the end of my word count, and then I can just sit and chill for the rest of the sprint. Do you know what I mean? So this way it's like you need to get your last 3 digits as high as possible. And then you don't know which of those 3 will be picked, to be the number of spaces you have to move. I have it very thoroughly thought out. I have a color coded key too for all the spaces. So I know what happens on what space. I didn't tell you guys ahead of time on purpose because there's one space in particular that if you knew about it ahead of time, you could somewhat prepare for it. And I don't want anyone to have a heads up, So let's see. Oh, I can't wait. Yeah, I'm really excited. So is this storyboard game who gets the most words? It's not about who gets the most words. It's who makes it furthest on the board game. And there will be things even if you have the highest word count, that doesn't necessarily mean you'll get the furthest on the board, because there are certain spaces where if you land on them, you may or may not get to sabotage other players and move them to a different spot on the board, or move them back a certain number of spaces and that sort of thing. So just getting the highest word count does not actually guarantee you'll make it the furthest on the board. I mean, it definitely helps your case, but that's why high word counts definitely help, but it's not a foolproof, you'll win no matter what kind of system. You know what I mean? I tried to really make it competitive to where you can't cheat the system. There is a certain amount of luck, right? You can strategize by getting as high a word count as possible, but then there's still luck involved. So everyone has a fighting chance, whether you're a faster writer or a slower writer. You just want to make sure you make progress each time with your word count, right? So, okay, I'm glad this is making sense. On the actual page, I have a little color coded key so that people can tell what's going on with the whole word count moving spaces part of things. So, I'm glad you like it. Yeah, I'm trying. And everyone picked their own pawn. So it's cool. On the thumbnail, you can actually see the pawn of each player up above their head in the thumbnail. And everyone got to pick from a pretty, a decent sized selection. I think there were at least over 10 to pick from. So that makes it fun, cool. Too, it was cool to see who picked what, and everything was neat. So yeah, I feel just so nobody can cheat. Yeah. Trying to make it very, Very fair. I'm most keen to find out what the little boxes you can land on mean. Yeah. There's going to be some fun ones. So I'm really excited. And I'm sure we won't. Well, I shouldn't say I'm sure, but we probably won't land on all of them the first time around. But I'm excited to break them out. Thank you, Sarita. You're so sweet. So is it only the people on the live with you? Yes and no. Ish. Yes, but I have put one space in as kind of an experiment that incorporates the chat. So there is one space with a repercussion that involves the chat. But yeah, it is pretty much just us playing like on stream. So it's just kind of, I figured it'd just be fun to watch, you know. If I can figure out a way to incorporate everyone, which maybe I could, that'd be fun. If this one space does well, I may like swap it out and make more of those spaces to include the chat more. We'll see. Yeah, it's going to be a fun time. Thank you, Christina. That's really cool. It means fast writers doesn't yeah. I just feel like because some people, like, I know I write slower too, you know, so it's not like you're dead in the water if you're a slower writer, which I think is kind of nice. Thanks, Sarita. Yeah. I wanted to try to have some audience participation, but I feel like part of the audience participation too, I think, is just picking in your mind, you know, don't share it in the chat, but I'm sure everyone will have like certain people they're rooting for, you know, like, and it'll just be fun to pick someone and be like, okay, I'm rooting for that person and just see how the game progresses. You know, I think that'll just be fun. But yeah, I do have one audience participation space. And then if it goes well, I may put it in like a couple more spots. So we'll see. Beth twins. Oh my gosh. You guys are too funny. Like cumulative chat count. It won't be cumulative chat count. You'll see what happens. It's gonna be a cutthroat thing in the chat. Like fights are gonna start. Like not really, but it could get spicy. Let's just put it that way. It could get spicy. That's why it's an experimental space. I want to see how it goes first before I like put it on more than once. But oh, sweet. Listen, you know, if I didn't think that it would hurt people's feelings, I would totally, if there was some way to do it where like you could not, and I don't mean actually place bets, but I mean like, if there was a way somehow to do that, it'd be pretty cool. I'd have to think on it. I'll have to think on it. Look, this is, you know, we're starting it. This is the first time. And we'll see how it goes. You know, I will say if I could figure out how to stream on YouTube and Twitch simultaneously, there might be a way on Twitch, because Twitch they have like a point system in their chat. That's somewhat new to me. That came out after I stopped doing Twitch. But now they have it, right? And it's this point system where you can earn points for doing different tasks in the chat. And there probably would be a way on Twitch where you could like bet with points, like you could bet your user points or something. I don't know. But yeah, for now, it's just like a fun, chill, you know, nothing too serious. Like it's not the Hunger Games, you know, this is just a fun thing to do in between sprints. So yeah. Like fake bets, yeah. It'll be a 4-way tie. That's what I'm thinking. That's why I'm like, I don't want to make it necessarily too competitive. I kind of just want to have fun with friends and like, and just play on a pretty board game and stuff, you know. None of it is going to be mean, you know. Like that one chat thing might get spicy just because everyone in the chat will have to compete with each other for it. I'm not going to tell you what, you know. But yeah. Sucking up to not lose friends. Yeah. Let's see. LOL, it's fine. Competition stays in the game. Yeah, I know. I'm honestly really competitive, so I'm gonna have to try really hard not to be like, you're all going down. You know what I mean? Like, but I'm gonna reel it in. We're on authortube. We're all classy here. We're all nice. Like, and I really do like everyone I'm playing with that day too. So, you know, I don't want to be too cutthroat, but oh, I'm sure it'll be the fun. Yeah, it'll be fun, I think. Just to be competitive. It's fine. We can be classily competitive. True. I think as long as we all agree, like, you know, what happens in the game stays in the game or something, I think we'll be okay. Competition spurs the passion, the creativity. Yeah, that's true. That's one way to put it. I'm hoping that the competitive nature will help with, like, maybe people like me that tend to overthink and write slow partially because they overthink. I'm actually hoping it will help players like that as they play, you know, because you'll think, okay, let me not overthink so much. Let me try and just get words on the page. And I think especially with drafting, that's something I struggle with. And so I feel like hopefully this will actually, you know, be good for some players, for some people. Exactly. Yeah. We just need a good game after it. Yeah, like in soccer when you used to like walk down the line and smack each other's hands to say good game. Yeah, exactly. Good sportsmanship. Yeah, handshake after. Yeah. We need like a no, you know what I need? Oh my gosh. Next time I need to have like a little I will say when you see it, the page is pretty, like the screen is pretty full. Like it's got a lot going on. But I swear if I could find the room, I should have someone be like a ref. That like, or maybe I'll be the ref and then I'll let other people play. But like, I should be a ref, like wear an actual referee shirt and like, you know, separate people when things get too dicey. You know, I could like put people on mute, turn off their cameras for a second, be like, you're in timeout. And then you could come back when you calm down. Oh my gosh. No, I don't think it'll get that bad. It won't be that bad. It'll be a fun time. Yeah, no, it'll be a hoot. So anyways, with that being said, I think we are at the end of the stream for tonight, for the most part. So I am streaming again on Thursday at 6:30. And then, as we've been discussing, I have my first premiere of my special edition board game stream on Friday called The Storyboard. If you have not hit the notify me button yet, please be sure to head over to my page, find that stream. It's already put up with the thumbnail and everything. Hit that notification button to be notified when we go live on Friday. Other than that, tonight has been pretty successful, I think, and I've really enjoyed hanging out with everyone. So I'm going to go ahead and leave you here and do my traditional sign off, which is be brave, be a light, and remember that you're so loved. And I'll see you all around AuthorTube. Bye, guys.